The Oregon coast is home to some of the most spectacular beauty in the world. Rich forests of deep green, white wisping brushstrokes across skies of deep blue, ocean waves where the blues are even more intense. The brilliance of the ocean sunsets are of incomparable majesty. And that spectrum of color is all captured within the glass-blowing gallery of Ocean Beach's glass. Nestled across Highway 101 from the ocean breakers of the Pacific in the small artsy town of Seal Rock is Ocean Beach's glass studio and gallery. Artist and glassblower Bob Meyer and his wife Vicki invite you to stop into the gallery for a rare feast for the eyes. Tour the gallery and the vast selection of blown glass exhibits, as well as many other art mediums, some functional, some wearable, some, well, we're just not sure. On almost any day at Ocean Beach's Glass, Bob is blowing on site. You can bring the whole family to watch and learn how he's taken this ancient art form and added today's latest technologies to transform the most magnificent colors of nature into prize works of art in all sizes, shapes, and price ranges. You're just a few feet away in the viewing gallery as Bob explains each step, and feel free to ask him questions. To blow a vase, Bob starts by selecting the colors that will become the finished piece. Hue is added to the blowing process by means of adding colored pieces of crushed glass called frit to clear glass that he gathers from the furnace. This clear glass is picked up or gathered at the end of a hollow pipe at a temperature of 2,250 degrees Fahrenheit.
And that orange look to the glass is just because of the heat in it. It's not because of any color at this point.
Now, Bob collects the first of the colors he'll use in the vase he's making. The next step is to start fusing all the glasses together in another device called the glory hole. Now, unlike the electric furnace, the glory hole is heated by natural gas, but it also holds a working temperature of between 22 and 2,300 degrees.
So this table here is called the marver. This is where I start flattening it out.
It's at this point that Bob blows the first little puff of air down the hollow stainless pipe. As the air hits the hot glass, it expands and begins to cause the glass to swell around it. Then it's back to the glory hole to once again bring the glass up to its working temperature.
And over here at the bench, I'll shape it with one of the blocks. So now I have to let this cool down to about 11 or 1200 degrees so that it's stiff enough to support the weight and the heat of the next layer of glass. And you can actually see a little pink coming in at this point, and quite a bit of pink for some reason on the bottom.
More clear glass is added, which covers the colored glass, giving depth to the piece, as well as adding more material, making the vase larger. A complementary color is added, and it too is raised to the molten working temperature.
So now it's about ready to start blowing. So I'll use a puff of air or two again.
After a bit more heat and another puff or two of air, Bob hangs the glass, allowing gravity to begin forming it into its basic vase shape. After the molten glass stops dropping on its own, a little swinging furthers the stretching process. Now it's time to begin working the top of the vase. For that step, the piece must be separated from the pipe. This is performed by gathering a small amount of molten clear glass on the end of a solid metal pipe called a punty.
Then that glass fuses right to the bottom of the vase. And of course that's fresh out of the furnace, so it's pretty flexible, so I have to let that cool and stiffen a little bit. While it's doing that, I'm going to put some cold water right on this neck of the piece. And since the glass is close to 1,000 degrees, that cold water is going to start some cracking.
Heating the top end of the vase renders it pliable enough to begin shaping the rim. One more trip to the glory hole to soften the neck, then Bob swings the vase again to elongate it with centrifugal force. And the finished art presents itself. To release the vase from the punty, a few drops of cold water promotes the surgical cracking. The finished vase is then placed into an annealing kiln at 920 degrees to cool it slowly overnight, which strengthens the glass and prevents any cracking that would result from cooling it too quickly. Vases are just one of the many shapes Bob creates at Ocean Beach's Glass. Bowls, urns, the glass float so popular along the Central Oregon beaches, as well as lampshades, are among the treasures you'll discover. Many other artists contribute to the gallery, offering unique and unusual opportunities for gifts of all price ranges or personal collectibles, and the finest in home accessories to add to your art collection: oil paintings, pottery, jewelry, fused glass, and the occasional compilation of all of them together. On your next visit to the Oregon coast, be sure and visit the gallery, where all the colors of the Oregon coast are kept in all their splendor. Just 15 minutes south of Newport, Ocean Beach's Glass in Seal Rock. We're looking forward to showing you something quite spectacular.